I'm not promoting lying about something, but I'm saying if you're a criminal or you've done some criminal acts, you might be able to beat the whole gate identification.
Yeah, the only thing is what he's not going to be able to beat is the large deposits that he made into his bank account.
Oh, this is another part my mom told me. The money that he got out of one robbery. I mean, these robberies happen in very small towns north of Tulsa. He took the money in Skiatook, I think she said, the money that he got from one bank robbery, he took to his bank and deposited, and all the bills were marked.
Yeah.
What? You didn't research this very much, bud.
No, you got to clean that money first, homie.
Mm-hmm.
You got to clean it. Golly. The good news is you're going to be going to prison for a while. You'll learn how to do that really good while you're in prison. So
yeah, you'll get better while you're locked up.
You'll become a much better criminal.
Bank robber. That's the craziest thing I've seen in a hot minute, man.
Yeah. You could argue, Your Honor, you cannot ascertain somebody's identity by simply showing how they walk or recognizing how they walk. Come on.
Dude, okay, so before this is the craziest thing I've ever seen a civil servant do around here. Before this, there was a police officer back in the day that worked at the range that was selling ammo and parts, I think gun parts, out of the armory of the Tulsa Police Department.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, he went to prison on that deal, got out, and then of course he wasn't a police officer anymore.
No.
But he was selling, I think, stolen gun parts after he got out, and he's sitting in the pen right now for it. That was the craziest thing that I thought I'd ever seen a civil servant do until this fireman decided to go on a bank robbing spree, even if it was only 2 or 3 banks. That's a spree to me.
When you have to rob 3 banks, dude, either you're just nuts or you owe the mob some serious money.
He had financial problems that stemmed from apparently, this is what's the story going around. He had a construction company that he was taking draws on construction jobs and not putting it back into the jobs when he got money. And he just got in debt and what would you say, desperate? I guess he got desperate and started robbing banks.
Yeah, when you rob banks, you would think, man, you're getting away with a hell of a lot of money. Nah, dude, you're just getting away with a few $1,000s.
Yeah, I think they said one of them, it was around $50,000. He got like 51 of them, maybe $30,000 or something. I mean, it wasn't like he got $1 million or anything.
Nothing worth going to prison for.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's 30 G's.
My freedom's worth way more than $50,000.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But yeah, that's the craziest Tulsa news story we got for you guys lately. I mean, I thought Tesla maybe coming here would be the craziest story this week, but no, we had a fireman that topped it.
Although I do think it's cool that Tesla could be possibly coming to town. We could use the jobs.
Yeah, man.
Matter of fact,
what is it? It's between us and Austin, right?
San Antonio.
Is it San Antonio or Austin? I thought it was Austin.
I heard San Antonio,
but either one of those I saw on the news tonight. The big thing we got in our favor is the cost of living here is so damn cheap. So. Yeah. I mean, that's in our favor. And if you got a business you're trying, especially a business that big.
Well, with this quarantine going on, we're just going to call it a quarantine because that's what I kind of feel like it is. It's at this point, there's still a lot of stuff that's mandated. I'm not a big fan of mandates, although I'm a big fan of people, following suggested requirements by not giving me COVID-19 right now. But I don't think
the mandated thing is the thing I have a problem with.
Exactly. But this has helped out. Every bad thing that happens to a bunch of good people, somebody somewhere profits off.
Yeah.
Amazon profits have gone through the roof.
I saw an article today. I think it said by the year 2032. They predicted that Jeff Bezos would be a trillionaire. Think about that, dude. A trillionaire.
That's 1,000 billion.
How many zeros is that?
Well, billion's 12.
Yeah.
So, 15.
Well, I was going to say, I'd make that 15.
You could buy a lot of PPE with 15 trillion billion.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
But think about that. A trillionaire?
Yeah.
That's dangerous. I think that's dangerous, man. When you let somebody get that rich and control that much. I feel like that's real dangerous. Well, look at Bill Gates right now. He's a dangerous dude.
Well, how much money do you freaking need? I personally think, the only socialism that should be going on would be like when you hit the 20 billion mark.
You got to start spreading the wealth.
Just the rest of it just goes to the public. Anything you make on top of 20 billion just goes to the public. And I know you're not going to quit working and sit back and be lazy, because you know what? You would not have made $20 billion if you thought that way.
Right.
So you're still going to work. You're still going to innovate. You're just not going to make any money. And it's okay, because how much more than $20 billion do you need? How much more than $1 billion do you need?
Hey, not even that much, dude. Like, I mean, definitely, I can remember being a kid and thinking $1 million was like the largest sum that anybody could ever have. And I can remember talking with my grandfather and us talking about all you could do with $1 million. Nowadays, $1 million, you could actually go through that, even if you weren't just blowing it. You could go through it pretty quick. I mean, depending on what you decided to buy with $1 million.
Right.
But I firmly believe if I ever came into $5 million, I would never worry financially about anything ever again. Like, I just don't think, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think a large sum of money like that would change how I live my life that much, because how I live my life makes me very happy. So I don't think I'm going to buy a big mansion. I don't think I'm going to buy 13 cars. No, because that's not going to make me happier. Like, I'm pretty freaking happy the way I live.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks about all this stuff they're going to do with all this money if they ever come into it. I'm always thinking, that's what you need to be happy? Because I don't. I mean, if I can deer hunt, if I can hang out with the homies, if I can drink PBR, if I can spend some time with the nurse and have her cook me good food and make me fat, then I'm pretty freaking happy in life.
With $1 billion, if I did the math right, with $1 billion, you can give every single person in the United States almost $3,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Think about that, man. That's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about a dude that owns Amazon, and they're talking about him maybe coming into in the next $1 trillion, dude.
$1 trillion, man. It's almost $3,000 a head.
Wow.
That's nuts, man.
That's crazy to think about, dude.
Why do you need more than $1 billion? Why do you need more than $20 billion?
Yeah.
What
are you proving to anybody?
What the hell are you hanging on to $1 trillion for? Now get it.
That's some serious LDS going on right there, Little Drum. That's serious LDS going on.
And he's making Elon Musk look like an amateur when it comes to making money. Elon Musk is making him look like an amateur when it comes to philanthropy and side projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Musk is big into that stuff, too.
SpaceX.
I read an article the other day that said the next flight they make, they're taking people.
Yeah.
The next flight they make, they're taking people into space.
The grand pimp of SpaceX, because that's what he is. He pay all the bills. He daddy.
I admire him. Like, he's got enough money that one day he got up and was like, you know what? I'm going to start a company and I'm taking people to space. And he has the money to do it. And he has the team behind him to make that happen. That's cool. That's cool as shit. The profit margin on tickets, round trip tickets to space, can't be huge. I wouldn't think.
No. And you got so much money now, you're like, I need to start a new company. I'm going to call it the Boring Company.
And do what?
Just boring. And you know what? I'm gonna make a flamethrower, but I'm gonna call it. This is not a flamethrower.
Yeah, and that thing's cool as shit.
But it really is. It is not a flamethrower, and then this thing will throw flames like you would not believe.
He had one in Rogan's studio.
Yeah,
that was cool. Speaking of Rogan, let's get into that whole deal.
Yeah, let's go down that rabbit hole. Some people are going to call him a sellout. Okay.
Well, let's set this up first. So Rogan is 11 years into his podcast. And as anybody, I'm sure anybody that listens to us probably listens to Rogan or has listened to Rogan, the number one podcast on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Not that I'm giving it that title. It literally is.
Yeah. Most downloaded podcast.
Yeah. He made a deal with Spotify this week. He signed a deal. Him and his crew will not become employees of Spotify, but they're going to move the entire 11-year catalog solely to Spotify. He'll broadcast, and it will only be available on Spotify. The video is only going to be available.
Yep.
and reportedly it was a $100 million deal.
Ding, ding, ding.
King
Joe
of
Rogan,
podcasts.
you're a genius.
And like you said, I didn't think about that until you and I were texting about it earlier today. He might lose some listeners over this because people may view this as selling out.
Sure.
I don't view it that way, and I hate sellouts, but I really think this was just a really strong business decision.
It's the same thing as Nickelback. Okay, they make a very strong business decision by staying exactly in the zone that they're in because it works. It's considered rock and roll. It's not metal. It's not pop rock. It's rock and roll. And so, do they do a lot of the same stuff? Or it sounds like it. Yes, but it's a formula that worked, and they stayed in their zone. And they're making good money, and they're a good band. There's a lot of people call them sellouts because they're just strictly radio rock.
They're good musicians, though.
But the music's good, and I dig it. And I love the crap out of Joe Rogan. Now, I don't listen to every single podcast. It depends on the guest. Actually, I've become more and more against guest show type podcasts.
For him, though.
Yeah.
And here's why. Because he's so educated about so many topics.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it works for him.
Oh, my God, yes.
He's so well informed when he has somebody sit across the table from him. He's not going to get caught in a spot that he can't intelligently respond to people and have a discussion about it. Right. That's why it works for him.
And he's had some fantastic people on. You know, some of my favorite Elon Musk episode is classic.
He got Elon Musk to smoke pot with him.
I was going to say probably my favorite episode of all was Mike Tyson.
Oh, for sure. That's one of the top 3 Rogan episodes ever.
Yeah.
That was a great interview.
Killer interview. Opened my eyes up at Tyson being philanthropic and something other than the guy that tattooed his face and was a boxer. By the way, have you seen him training?
Okay, now here, yes, and it's Mike Tyson is still a bad man.
Oh yes,
he is still a tough force to be reckoned with. Now I've seen things floating around that in Dubai they're going to have Holyfield Tyson 3.
Yeah,
is that real?
That's what I've heard, and both of them are training hard.
Really?
This is going to be.
Is that why Tyson put those videos out? Because he's in training camp right now.
This is going to be Rocky versus Russia.
Oh, this goes way beyond.
This is Rocky
Apollo
3.
Creed. This is, if that actually goes down, dude. I don't care what that pay-per-view costs. We have to have that and sit in front of the tube and watch that.
I'll guarantee you that pay-per-view is going to be $100, and I guarantee you people are not going to bat an eye about paying it.
I think Tyson's going to win because I've always said this. When he bit Evander's ear off, I think he kept it. And I think he's going to walk in the ring and he's going to spit it back out on the floor of the ring. He's going to have the psychological advantage walking into that fight.
Actually,
Still got your ear, Evander.
Looking back on it, you know what would have been more brutal? If he swallowed it.
Just ate it. Just ate that son
bit
of a
it
bitch.
off and swallowed it.
I was really disappointed in that fight too, man. I was kind of mad at him for biting that ear off because I felt like he felt like Evander could win that fight.
Yeah, he was frustrated.
And that wasn't the Tyson we were used to seeing. Tyson always stepped in the ring and he knew he was going to win.
Yeah, but I think in this one here, first off, I don't think I've seen Tyson in the shape that he's in right now.
Oh, dude, he's a monster right now, dude.
It's insane. Insane.
And
he's probably not smoking.
Wow, I don't know because if you listen to that Rogan interview, he talked about how much he used cannabis when he was training. It helped him. It helped his body relax and recover faster.
Well, that's
and
true.
He could train
true.
harder. He could train harder. So I bet he is. And if you guys don't know, Mike Tyson now owns a cannabis. What is it, like a retreat? I mean, bed and breakfast? Like,
you know, you go on a wine tour. Well, Mike Tyson offers the same thing. It's just a cannabis tour.
And I think, where is it? I want to say it's in Texas. Am I wrong?
I thought it was around Palm Springs.
Maybe it's California. I was going to say Texas doesn't have metal.
Yeah, I thought it was Palm Springs.
Maybe that makes more sense. But that was one of the most interesting parts of that interview because he talked about how, you know, Customato didn't really agree with it, but he did see the benefits in it, that he could get, you know, he could train all day, smoke all evening, and he'd recover a lot faster. Well, and Joe Rogan, he talked about there's jujitsu tournaments in different places in the world